Well, hello everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about vehicle trade-ins because there's a lot happening right now, and if you aren't properly informed, then you're going to get burned. But before we get in this video, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. And then if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Let's get into it. So first off, we need to discuss what trading in a vehicle actually is, and then also some other terms associated with trading in a vehicle. First off, trading in a vehicle is when you are selling a vehicle to a dealership that you are purchasing a car from. So if you go and sell your vehicle on Craigslist and then go purchase a car, that's not trading in a vehicle. If you sell your vehicle to another dealership and then purchase your vehicle from a different dealership, right, that's also not trading in a vehicle. So it's all done via one transaction. Now, some other terms associated with trade-ins are under-allowing and over-allowing. Under-allowing is when a dealership offers you less money than what your trade-in is actually worth on the open market. Over-allowing is when a dealership offers you more money than what your trade-in is worth on the open market. And, well, there's a number of different reasons as to why dealers might use one tactic or the other. When it comes to under-allowing, well, it's pretty straightforward. If a dealership offers you less money than what your car is worth on the open market, then the amount under that they offer, they get to take as direct profit. And what most dealers do as their whole structure for their, business model with trade-ins is if a vehicle, let's say, is worth $10,000 and they offer you $8,000 and you take it, they don't go and then say that they bought that vehicle for $8,000. They instead sell the vehicle to themselves for $10,000, and then they take that $2,000 in profit and put it into the car deal that was associated with you as a customer. So they're basically saying that they paid $10,000 for it, even though they paid $8,000 for it in this example. And so then they instantly get $2,000 of profit. Now, on the other side of things, you have over-allowing, which can be a little bit more complex. So one reason why a dealer might do this is to basically convince a customer to purchase a vehicle from them rather than another dealership. And this is something that hasn't happened for quite some time because of how crazy the car market's been, but I wouldn't be shocked if this practice comes back into play. And so it basically puts dealers in a position where they are openly, quote unquote, losing money on the car. And so they'll do a similar transaction with themselves where, let's say in that same example case, they pay $12,000 for a vehicle that's only worth $10,000. Well, they still sell that vehicle to themselves for $10,000, and then they say that they just lost $2,000. And, obviously the dealerships do this with the intention of making money elsewhere. So maybe it's by selling you a warranty, maybe it's by selling you some accessories on a vehicle, or maybe they happen to have enough profit on the vehicle that they're selling you that they can do the transaction in a way that they are paying you more for your trade than what it's actually worth. And the whole reason why I wanted to mention these terms is as a consumer, what you want to get for your car is market value. You don't want a dealership to under-allow because obviously they're giving you less than what your vehicle's worth, and you don't want them to over-allow because then that means there's probably some funny business happening elsewhere in your deal. And so if you're getting fair market value for your vehicle, then that's an ideal situation because the dealership isn't losing money by trading your vehicle and they're not making money. Obviously, they'll still technically make money if they sell the vehicle for full retail, but in today's market, well, I'm just going to say with how fast used car prices decline on a week-to-week basis, good luck selling anything for full retail in today's world. So now that we've talked about the terms associated with trading in a vehicle, we need to talk about the situation that is currently unfolding. So if you don't already know, last year, the used car market declined from a wholesale perspective by about 20%. And this year, it's looking like the same thing is going to happen. And that wholesale number is very important because trade-in values are correlated with wholesale value. Because what most dealers want to do is give you wholesale for your car, because if they don't want to sell that car, can't sell that car, then they can just send it to auction and hopefully break even on the vehicle. And so if wholesale values are declining at a very rapid rate, more than what a normal market experiences, then this is going to push dealers to adjust what they're going to do when it comes to customers trading in vehicles. So the first thing that dealers have been doing is offering substantially under under wholesale value or under current market value on a vehicle that is getting traded in by a customer, just to kind of create a safety net for themselves. Because again, we've had several weeks last year, for example, where wholesale values in certain segments declined by like 1% per week. And so if you look at the dealership process of trading in a vehicle, then you can understand why they'd want to offer significantly under wholesale value. When a dealership gets a car traded in, well, they have to take it through their shop, recondition it, then they have to get it detailed, and then they have to get some nice photos taken of it. And this process, depending on how many trade-ins the dealership is getting, can take anywhere from a few days to potentially a week or 2 weeks or potentially even more. And so if you have the value of that car declining by 1% every single week with that process happening before the dealership can really fully get that car posted online to show to customers, then you can see that it definitely creates a pretty big problem. And on top of that, dealers have been seeing that on average their used car inventory has just been moving slower than what it did in the past. There's a lot of used car inventory that's 60, 90, 120 plus days old on certain dealer lots. And so it makes sense as to why they would offer under wholesale value. So this is something that you need to understand as a consumer when you're going in to trade in your vehicle, is although the market value of your vehicle might be a certain amount today, a dealer might not be willing to pay that amount because they expect that by the time they're able to sell your vehicle, they're probably going to be breaking even with everything that we are currently experiencing. However, dealerships are not approaching this all in the same way. So, like I said, there are a lot of dealers that are in the group that they think that they need to offer way below wholesale value because that's the only way they're going to protect themselves from what's happening in the market. And there are other dealers that feel like they need to be really aggressive with their trade-in offers so that they can sell as many cars right now because things are still going okay, and maybe if they focus on selling cars right now, then this will continue the trend into the future. And with these dealers that are being really aggressive, it's pretty crazy the difference number in terms of what they'll offer versus another dealer. And I'm going to give a real life example that one of my friends in the car business told me about today that I feel like perfectly illustrates the massive gap in trade-in offers that you can get from different dealers. So he was working with this customer that was trading in a Ford Bronco. Now, this particular customer happens to be a friend of the dealership that he was buying a car from, and so they're going to do everything they can to make sure to take care of this customer in the sense of just giving him fair market value on his vehicle. So they go in and they appraise his Bronco, and it appraised for about $51,000 in their eyes with current market conditions. Now, this Bronco originally had an MSRP of about $58,000. However, they thought that that just wasn't good enough, and again, they're trying to take care of him, so they reach out to some other dealers to get some more trade-in offers. And the dealers start coming back, and a few dealers came back at like $53,000, $54,000, and then some dealers that happened to sell brand new Fords came back at original MSRP. They said, we'll pay original MSRP for this Bronco, and the customer was ecstatic. He's like, wow, I basically just got to drive this thing for free, and so he took that offer. However, the next day after the whole transaction was finished, the dealership got some more offers from some other Ford dealers. And these other Ford dealers came in substantially higher. And the one that they ended up just selling this Bronco to offered $10,000 over MSRP. So again, this Bronco had an original MSRP of about $58,000. The initial trade-in appraisal by the dealership that did not sell brand new Fords came in at $51,000. That's what they were willing to pay for it. And the dealership that is ending up with this vehicle is paying $68,000 for the vehicle, which means they're probably going to price it at about $78,000 or somewhere in that realm on the open market. And so that just shows you the massive range of trade-in values that you can receive and how different dealers are approaching this whole situation completely differently. Now, that is just one vehicle. There are many vehicles that are obviously on the open market, and so not all vehicles are going to have a price range that big, but I still think that there's a lot to learn from that example. So pulling everything together, trading in a vehicle can be a pretty complex process, especially in today's market. And once we move into a more normal market, I think that it's not going to get any easier, because then you're going to have some dealers under allowing, you're going to have some dealers over allowing. And again, as a consumer, you just want to get fair market value for your vehicle, where you're not getting paid too much for your vehicle and you're not getting paid too little for your vehicle. Just getting a fair deal with trading in your vehicle. And the current climate right now is making that even more difficult, because you have some dealers that feel like market value is a certain range, and other dealers feel like it's a completely different range. And I think that Bronco example perfectly illustrated that. So the practical thing that you can do with this situation is to get multiple buy bid offers. Now, the reason I'm using the term buy bid and not trade-in offers is this is very important, because the trade-in offer is assuming that you are trading your vehicle for another, which means that you could have some funny business where there could be some overallowing or underallowing. But with a buy bid offer, that is a third party or a dealership saying that they're going to buy your car regardless of if you buy something from them. And so that is just like a straight up cash offer on your car. And so get buy bid offers from multiple different dealers and from multiple different sources online. So, try CarMax, try Carvana, try all the, different online retailers. And this is something that I think that people need to be a little bit less lazy about, because like the example that I gave, if that customer had just taken that vehicle literally 30-minute drive from where they were at, then they could have happened to be at a dealership that was offering $10,000 over MSRP for the vehicle. Again, they were ultimately happy at the end of the day because they got original MSRP for a vehicle, so like they didn't lose any money driving it. They literally got to drive that Bronco for free. But I mean, I think that they would have been a lot happier if they had been able to leave that transaction having driven a Bronco and made $10,000 off of the whole situation. So it definitely pays dividends to do your research, to get multiple buy bid offers, and to just frankly not be lazy about your car buying, whole car buying process. Like seriously, don't just go to the dealership that's down the road, right? I mean, I guess if you want things to be convenient, then yeah, but understand that you're not necessarily going to get the best possible deal on every single part of the car deal. Anyways, that's going to sum things up. Let me know what you guys think about this whole trade-in situation, and let me know how you would feel if you were that customer. Like, let's just say, again, you're happy initially, and then you find out that your vehicle just instantly got sold to another dealer for another $10,000, then that dealer sells it for another $10,000 over that. Like, yeah, I think you guys will have some interesting responses. Anyways, that's it.